One building was reportedly secured with a metal grate and padlock. There was only one entry and something was inside that needed to be recovered. That would happen last, after the immediate threats were eliminated and the living precious cargo recovered. 2 teams set up to enter the buildings, with a third in security. Hangman had the troops in position and quietly spoke the code words into his radio that handed command over to Bulldog. It was quiet. Gas lights flickered in the buildings, and an occasional laugh or loud word could be heard from within. Outside, the only noise was a whisper of wind through the pine trees. The radio came to life. It was Bulldog giving the code word for the assault teams to report their readiness. One by one they came back. Thunder, Roger. Hammer, Roger. Until all were accounted for. Bulldog came back. I have command. Stand by. Everyone leaned forward, waiting for the next transmission, and when it came, execute, execute, execute. They launched. Doors were breached and windows broken as teams flooded the buildings, tossing flashbang grenades and searching through the rooms with infrared lights and night vision goggles for their prey. The bad guys had prepared well. Team Thunder hit one door and Mac, the point man, stepped into the building, only to be greeted with a flash of an explosive charge. A booby trap made from an electrically detonated grenade simulator went off, throwing him to the ground. Protected as he was by his helmet, heavy Nomex materials, and ceramic chicken plate armor, he was luckily not hurt. Nevertheless, scorch marks on his uniform attested to the proximity of the blast. The remainder of the team stepped over Mac and continued on, eliminating the 2 hostiles in that building. There were no hostages. After quickly securing the bad guys and searching for additional explosives, Team Thunder backed out of their target and secured the perimeter around Hammer's objective. Gunfire and grenades continued to echo from within. Adding to the din was a voice cursing up a storm in a combination of anger and pain. A flashbang had gone off, spewing its flaming subcharges, one of which landed between the thighs of a restrained hostage, burning him badly. In the confusion, a medic was attending to him as the last of the bad guys were subdued. Then began the last phase. Team Blast attached a thermite torch to the steel grate of the final target and fired it. In a blinding flash, the flame cut through the hardened steel of the lock, and the grate was pulled open. Entering the building, the team found a long box that looked vaguely like a Soviet surface-to-air missile, SAM, shipping container. They grabbed the box and joined the queue outside. All the teams moved out as they had come in, moving with freed hostages, one in a litter, and the prize box. This time a fence was cut and the party, now nearly 40 men, moved into the forest to the pickup point. Trucks were loaded and everyone returned to base, except for 2 medics and their burn patient, who earned a trip to the U.S. Army Berlin Hospital. Back at the unit, the teams climbed off the trucks, returned their equipment to lockers, and did a preliminary cleaning of weapons, as Bulldog gave his evaluation. Generally, he was pleased, although he thought the SAF would have suffered some significant casualties. The bad guys assessed they had been surprised and that the raid would have worked.